Knack 2 is an upcoming action platformer video game developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is coming out 5th of September 2017 for the PlayStation 4 and September 28th, 2017 for Japan. As you guessed by the title Knack 2, it's the sequel to the 2013 game Knack. You control a character named Knack. Knack can punch, can kick, change size, deflect projectiles, using a shield, and other combat abilities. The game has a skill tree system where you can upgrade Knack's abilities by collecting energy called relic energies found in levels. The game can also be played cooperatively. It is a single player and multiplayer video game as well. Utarari Rumono is a Japanese adult tactical role-playing visual novel developed by Leaf and published by Aqua Plus. It is set to be released September 5th, 2017 for the PS4 and PS Vita. The PlayStation 2 version was released by Aqua Plus on October 26, 2006 and ported to the PlayStation Portable on May 28, 2009. The video game's success had a 26-episode anime adaptation aired in 2006 and it was licensed in North America by Funimation. Most of the game, you'll be spending reading the text that appears on the game screen. At certain points of the game, you'll come to a decision point where you will choose from a single or multiple choices available to you. Unlike other visual novels, these choices you make does not affect the final outcome of the game or the story. The video game also has a tactical role-playing battle system that centers on the player moving a group of characters through a square-based grid during turn-based battles in order to achieve an objective in the game. During each of your character's turn, you can have the character move, attack, or cast a spell. Destiny 2 is an upcoming online-only multiplayer first-person shooter video game developed by Bungie and published by Activision. It is set for release September 6, 2017 for the PS4 and Xbox One. For those that are upset because they have only a PC version is set for release on October 24th. As you can guess by the title, Destiny 2 is the sequel to Destiny. It is an action role-playing multiplayer video game. Destiny 2 will feature a better matchmaking called guided games, which will allow players to search for clans who need additional players. These clans may need additional players for strikes or raids. Just like the original Destiny, activities in Destiny 2 will be divided among player versus environment and player versus player type of games. You will gain experience points and thus able to improve your characters called the Guardians, just like in Destiny. Destiny 2 is set to feature the same 3 character classes of the original Destiny, with no new additional classes being added. Those 3 different classes are Hunters, Warlocks, and Titans. Destiny 2 weapons are categorized differently. They are the Kinetic, Energy, and Power weapons. Here's the plot for those that are interested. 1 year after the events of Destiny Rise of Iron, the Red Legion faction of the Cabal, a military-industrial empire of massive amphibians, attacked the last city with overwhelming forces led by their general, Dominus Gall. Gall believes the Traveler made a mistake in giving humanity the light, and thus succeeds in stripping the Guardians of their powers and forcing them to flee the tower. Scattered and helpless and powerless, the Guardians must find and acquire new powers to face against Gall and the Red Legion, and thus will venture into new worlds in the Destiny universe to get them. Konosuba, a video game set for release September 7th, 2017 for the PS4 and PS Vita. The game is also known as Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. It's a 2D Mega Man style video game that will be coming out also for the PC. Not much else seems to be known about this video game, but stay tuned. Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 is a video game coming out in September 12th, 2017 for the PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. The game was developed by PES Productions and published by Konami. It is a sports single-player multiplayer video game. The game will be the 17th game of the Pro Evolution Soccer franchise video game series. It will have a special Barcelona edition. There will also be pre-order bonus content for digital downloads and physical disc versions. If you like soccer, grab a copy today and start kicking. Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana is a video game set for release September 12, 2017 for the PS4, PS Vita, and PC. It is developed by Nihon Falcom and published by Nihon Falcom and NIS America. It is an action role-playing video game single player. It is the 8th installment in the Ys video game series. It was first released in Japan in July 2016 for the Sony PlayStation Vita. A passenger ship called the Lombardia that is headed for Xandria to the continent of Erysia is attacked and sunk by a giant creature. And Adel, who is a passenger on the ship, wakes up and realizes he is on the shores of a cursed island known as Siren Island. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a video game set for release September 14, 2017 for the PC. It is developed by Larian Studios and published by Larian Studios, an RPG single-player, multiplayer video game. It is the sequel to 2014's Divinity Original Sin. The game's plot, number 2 of Divinity Original Sin, takes place 1,000 years after Original Sin. That's a long time later. And there's wars and religious persecution during those times. Bishop Alexander the Innocent declares that all sorcerers are criminals, so a group of 4 sorcerers embark on a quest to defeat him. You, the player, will be able to choose your character's stats, race, and origin story. Just like in the first Original Sin, you can recruit up to 3 companions to assist you, and another player can control your companions. There's a skill crafting system that will allow the player to mix and change skills. A cover system will also be featured and used in combat. The game will also have something called a love-hate system. Kinda weird, but it will allow players to establish friendships, romantic relationships, and hatred towards other characters. It will also have a player versus player mode, where you divide into 2 teams and fight against each other in an arena map. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider is a video game coming out September 15th, 2017 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The game was developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It is an action-adventure stealth single-player game. The game is the sequel to Dishonored that was released in 2012 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The game takes place in the fictional city of Karnaka. The game is an action-adventure stealth game played from a first-person perspective. During the prologue, you will play as the Empress Emily Caldwin. Then afterwards, you can either play as Emily or Corvo Artano. When you complete side missions, it unlocks alternate methods of assassination, non-lethal approaches, and paths to navigate to the main mission. Both characters will have swords, pistols, crossbows, blades that are retractable, grenades, and mines, all of which will be upgradable. You can purchase upgrades for these items at black market shops that you will find throughout the levels, and blueprints that will be scattered across levels. You will need coins to buy these upgrades, and these coins can be found throughout the levels or gained from other collectibles like stealing paintings. You can choose to play stealthy or not, and finish the game taking a life or without taking a life.